The Civil War, one of the bloodiest, most relevant wars in American history, a war that marked a turning point in slavery and equality in the United States. Various events led to the Civil War. The Compromise of 1850 and the Fugitive Slave Law were some of the events that led to the Civil War. However, five of the most important events or people that led to the Civil War are the secession of South Carolina, the Republican Party, the Kansas-Nebraska Bill, the Lincoln-Douglas debate, and the election of 1860. In 1854, a new party emerged, the Republican Party, an anti-slavery party whose objective was to abolish and ban slavery from the United States. They nominated Abraham Lincoln as their candidate for president and who won the election of 1860. This party caused quite a commotion between the South and the North, as well as other political parties. Being an abolitionist party, the South opted to vote for the Democratic Party and other parties who did not search to end slavery, but to contain it and keep it from spreading. Later in 1854, the Kansas-Nebraska Bill was passed. This bill repealed the Missouri Compromise, allowing slavery north of the 36-30 latitude line, and the slavery would be decided by the popular sovereignty of the residents. After the bill was passed, chaos and violence unleashed in Kansas between pro-slavery and anti-slavery supporters. This event became known as Bleeding Kansas and foreshadowed the upcoming Civil War. In 1858, there were a series of debates between Abraham Lincoln and Stephen A. Douglas, and came to be known as the Lincoln-Douglas debates. In these debates, various subjects were discussed, but the most controversial one was about slavery. Lincoln was an abolitionist of slavery, and argued how the Constitution applied to Africans and African Americans as well, and that they should be free. This caused more tension between both the Republican and Democratic Party, as well as in the North and the South. In the election of 1860, Abraham Lincoln won by what it seemed to be a landslide. He could only obtain 40% of the popular vote, while the Democratic Party obtained less than 29%. The Constitutional Union got 12%, and the Southern Democratic Party obtained 18%. The election of an abolitionist like Lincoln appalled the South. Afraid that Lincoln would ban slavery from the South, various Southern states decided to secede from the Union and formed a Confederacy. In December of 1860, South Carolina decided to secede from the Union and join the Confederacy. This was the downturn into the Civil War. After South Carolina seceded, soldiers grew in the South and attacked Fort Sumner. This led the Union to send more troops to counterattack, and the Confederacy to rally more troops. The secession of South Carolina ignited the Civil War, and it started the violence. These were the most important events that led to the Civil War. All these events struck hard into the heart of America, and in an act of liberty and equality, the Civil War started. This video was made for Ms.Berry's class. Name, NAA Concepcion de la Cruz. Period, Part 3. Date, November 20, 2013.